Good morning, good evening, wherever you may be. Today, we're going to be looking into why the crypto markets have taken a dip within the last 24 hours. Definitely assets on sale for the time being. We're going to analyze what could have caused this and several other things going on in the market. So, with that being said, let's get into today's content. All right, so starting off with the crypto fear and greed index, after the dip, it seems we are back in the neutral zone. Just last week we were neutral as well. Last month we were neutral. Yesterday, though, we were greed before the dip. So we had a quick little reset. We were only greed by 60 points. Last week we were overall 58 neutral points. Every dip we need to reset because every time we start itching over into greed, that's where you can always expect, these downward turns anyway. So these downward turns always give us the opportunity to reset before the markets make its next move, whether it be bullish or bearish. So overall sentiment, it looks like we are neutral across the market. So that could be a good thing. We could be calm, just waiting for the next move. So we'll just have to see what happens here in the next few days. Moving on to the Bitcoin chart. So, looking at the daily time frame, see, we've definitely taken a dip, broken through this line of support or resistance here. Well, it was support, at least trying to be established as support, but quickly remained resistance. So, just my outlook, this makes sense to me. I'm kind of expecting some downward movement anyway, down into this 80 to 70 something thousand range. I'm not expecting it to just happen in a flash or overnight. I definitely expect this to be like a slow burn down to here, but 70K or this range right here seems natural to me anyway. Just don't know when it'll happen. So I'll be paying attention to that. I do think we've hit a top with Bitcoin personally. That's just me personally. Don't crucify me. I could very well be wrong, but we'll just have to see. Bitcoin has done its big move, or at least, I think it's done its big move. So the natural next step is a correction down into the 70,000 zone. So that's just my opinion. Now, usually when the crypto markets are dipping like this, the DXY is ticking up. So let's look at DXY on the same time frame, which was the daily, and it's actually ticking down. Not necessarily concerned, but I'm curious as to understand why usually the DXY is the inverse to the crypto market, vice versa, but obviously both are ticking down at the same time. So that's pretty interesting. Looking at the monthly, DXY seems to have been in this range for a little bit, broke out, might be retesting the top of that range there. So we'll just have to see. Like I said, usually when the dollar index is ticking up, crypto markets are ticking down. When the DXY is ticking down, the crypto markets are ticking up. So we'll just have to see what's going on there. To help give us some insight on this, I came across this account, Ash Crypto, over on X, and he's stating that exchanges are selling hard to liquidate all the leverage loans before the rally. Now, I have noticed this pattern in the past where the longs get liquidated, the market obviously takes a minor hit, and then we go on to make another rally or another high in the crypto market. Same thing with the shorting side. Um, all the shorts get liquidated because the market went higher, and then eventually we make our move further to the downside. So it looks like exchanges are selling in preparation for the rally to the upside. So we'll have to keep track of this. If you're wondering what software or what interface this is Arkham. Really good platform to use if you are wanting to track wallets, especially exchange wallets, and get a deeper vibe for the market. Moving on, I want to look at the Bitcoin inflows to exchanges. So I typically look at inflows especially when we take a dip in the market, because the inflow to exchanges typically indicates sentiment of selling. And just looking at, the last couple of days for exchange inflows, it really nothing looks odd. There hasn't been a spike or anything like that. So I definitely don't think it's retail or anyone with a large bag, so institutional money, that is selling. I do, this further brings me more to align with Crypto Ash over here related to exchanges actually selling and not necessarily retail or institutional money. So, we all market makers, they got to make their money. So, definitely makes sense to me when you put it in that perspective. So, for those wondering, this is Crypto Quant. I utilize them to look at exchange inflows, outflows, things of that nature. So, really good platform to look and utilize as well. So, moving on from that. We do have a FMOC meeting this week for the Fed. So those meetings begin January 28th and conclude on January 29th. So definitely pay attention to the news cycle related to these meetings, what comes out of it. We're expecting some numbers related to inflation, I believe. So we'll just have to see, when those numbers come out, it could, impact the market, or what we're seeing as far as sell-offs that could also be part of it as well. It's almost like a buy the rumor, sell the news type of thing. Well, it could be sell the news or the inverse of that. So we'll just have to see. We'll have to see what numbers we get and how that impacts sentiment. Moving on. It's not all bad. Elon Musk is definitely, he mentioned exploring the possibility of utilizing blockchain to monitor or track government spending. So for those of you that don't know, Elon Musk is also looking into integrating X payments into, the X application or X social media app, which would bring the X platform all the more closer to being the everything app. So there's been some rumors floating around. There's even a dedicated X page for X payments. So we'll only see. We'll have to see. But I do like the idea of using immutable blockchain to track government spending. It's called public spending for a reason. And if we utilize a public blockchain to do so, that'd be awesome. It would give everybody visibility into what the government is spending our tax dollars on. Now, I'm pretty sure there is a section of the government that would not be for this naturally. Governments, they tend to have the most power when things are done behind closed doors versus they lose power when everything is done in a transparent fashion and we all can see what's going on. So I definitely expect some pushback related to this, but I would be all for it. Definitely would be all for it. But with that being said, that is really the crypto market or market overview, market analysis. Definitely a few things that we need to pay attention to. Uh, One being the fear and greed index definitely is a good gauge to measure overall retail sentiment. Definitely pay attention to what comes out of the FOMC meetings this week. And I'll be paying attention to the inflows and outflows for exchanges. The DXY, price didn't really, nothing really stuck out to me. So, what Crypto Ash had to say about exchanges selling and liquidating the longs in the market, that makes sense to me. That makes more sense to me than what I'm seeing on the Bitcoin inflows on exchanges. I track Bitcoin mainly because that's the OG. A lot of people, when there's moves to be made in the market, Bitcoin typically is the first to make the move. So definitely want to track the largest mover or largest potential mover there. But yeah, like I said, when it comes to market analysis, none of it is fact. We'll just have to adapt as things go. At least me, I try not to predict the market, but I try to take what the market gives me and make my adjustments from there. And I don't necessarily want to try and impose my beliefs on the market, because that's when you tend to not do the best, when you try and impose your ideals and beliefs on the market instead of just taking what the market gives you. So, with that being said, I hope you found this video informative. Please give me a like. Be sure to share, subscribe, comment what you think happened in the crypto markets. Where do you think we're going from here? What do you expect to see out of the FOMC meetings? Um, Anything of interest, anything related to the topics at hand in this video. And with that being said, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.